Welcome back to the podcast. I am your co-host, Colonel McKeegan. With me today are the boys of the Fifth Down, Nolan Chang, Jalen Holston. Say what's up to the pod, boys.
Buenos dias.
What is crack-a-lackin', everybody? Had some good football on Sunday. Had a good fantasy week, too. My God, what a time to be alive. We're in the playoffs right now, baby. Woo! Got a couple more weeks. Gotta hold it down.
It's like I had a doo-doo week. Lost in every single league this week. But
I made the leap, but I need to make sure the boys continue to do their job. Job's not
it's
finished.
actually nuts how close we all are in this league. Like, literally one game separates everybody.
I'm starting to think
like,
I just had like the strength of schedule starting off was tough because my team's been on the roll, and I've been making the adjustments needed.
They're finally doing exactly what they should have been doing from the beginning of the year. But anyway, we are here on the Fifth Down. We're going to talk NFL football, but before we get into that, we have to give a shout out to our partners over at W Energy. I am going through it today because I'm a little tired, but thankfully got that W in my cup, powdered energy that gives you all of the fantastic tasting energy without any of the crash. Great flavors, great tasting energy, great to keep you up for anything. You're gaming, you're playing, you're walking around, you're working, whatever you got going on. W Energy, head on over to w.gg. Use our promo code POINSOY, that's POINSOY, for 10% off your order. PJ Walker is, an XFL, or is it USFL?
No, he's XFL.
Yeah, he's an XFL alum. Fantastic in the XFL. Got his opportunity. Now he's, a backup in the NFL, and I think that's a great example of what Watson. A player can be.
Whoops.
You're not damn wrong, my boy.
My awful.
Speaking of Watson, we're going to get into sort of the Week 9 reactions. Obviously, Week 9 just concluded.
Yep.
A lot of action this week. What did you guys get to see? Highlights, lowlights, anything? Throw it all out there.
Bengals are back, baby.
Bengals are back.
Bengals are back.
100%. I was not worried when they were 0-3. A lot of people were hitting the panic button on Joe Burrow and like, dude just had the calf injury. Him and Jamar were a little rusty. Like, I'm like, this is Joey Burrow, okay? If any guy is going to figure out and flip a switch here in the next couple weeks, that guy's going to be fine. We'll see you at the Arrowhead Invitational at the end of the year, okay? All right. And then, Tyreek, he prophesized himself. He did, in fact, give us that work of a victory on Sunday in Germany. Thank you so much for giving us that wonderful game, Tyreek. You really were the MVP. I think that's more on him than it is on Tua, if I'm going to be completely honest with you, because Tua, he had a chance to win. Sure, we can talk about the play to Wilson where he threw it to like Mate Teo's girlfriend in the field there, the imaginary.
How you gonna let nothing tell get a straight bullet right now?
Come on.
That was bad. That was
out of bounds. At first, I was like, he threw to Mate. Oh,
come on. Oh no. But really, if Tyreek doesn't, cough it up and we run it back, they're in that game still, and they're probably gonna win off a field goal because they were moving pretty good on us. So I mean, that is what it is. I put that more on, Tyreek than anything else. I think Tua played a great game. I think our defense also played a great game, holding an offense that's so explosive to 14 points, which is just insane. Other than that, Josh Allen still sucks. The Raiders look great with their new head coach. That was cool.
That was cool.
Damn near goose egg the Giants. I mean, that was crazy.
Albeit it was the Giants.
You still got to win the game. I mean, it's, what I mean?
No, I agree. I agree.
But those were my big ones. I don't know how the Steelers did this weekend, but they could maybe they did great or they win.
They won. Didn't they?
Okay.
Who won?
That's
all that matters.
I was asking Keone. I don't.
No, it didn't look great. I don't agree with that, but it did win. So
they did win.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
I mean, let's also give a CJ Stroud. My
CJ
God.
Stroud. Again.
Josh Dobbs. Boys, My goodness, what
my
a game for
prediction still holding
underdogs.
true that he was the best QB out of that class that came out this year between
100%.
Bryce Young,
You were
CJ, and
right.
Anthony
It's
Richardson.
not even close right now.
It's really not because
Bryce
you look
Young
at the situation
threw 2
he was in too.
touchdowns to the other team.
He sure did.
He sure did.
Caught him right in stride all the way down the field.
That receiver is
perfect throws.
Great job, Bryce. Man, but you also look at the situations they got put in too. Like, there's no way Bryce Young was ever going to be successful getting drafted to Carolina. Richardson kind of he had more room to work because he had JT behind him. He had an okay offensive line. He had some okay receivers to work with, and then the defense is terrible. But there was something there in Indianapolis. And then you look at CJ Stroud, that new head coach they have. Obviously, got all those young guys really playing some good football. I mean, they are. They're getting after it every single game. Good offensive weapons. They're starting to find their groove. Got a great offensive line. They've got a good run game. I mean, they're still my dark horse in the AFC to come and make some punches come playoff time.
I would be surprised.
But yeah, and CJ
I like
Stroud
that a lot.
Whew, my goodness. MVP? Question mark?
I mean,
never been done.
There is a world.
Just did. Yeah.
There is a world, right? I mean, if he pushes all the way the last series of games, he could be in that topic of conversation. Because is there really a runaway MVP right now?
No, it's funny. I was just about to say, it's like everybody else is kind of just in the same pool. They got like Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, Joey Burrow, like all those guys are kind of all clustered together. If that dude puts together more of these 500-yard games, I mean,
all it's going to take is 500 yards a game.
I'm just saying, he has 2 more even. That would be pretty damn ridiculous for a rookie to be doing. Yeah, I was like, that's some noise.
Oh, and the Cowboys lost again, so it's always a good day when they lose.
Always.
Love
talk about fakers from the beginning of the year.
Oh my God, yeah, they're
pretenders.
Frauds. They're always frauds.
Yeah,
and can we I'm tired of people anointing Dak Prescott also, because some of these analysts are saying, oh, but Dak finally played great in a big game. Like if you look at his passer rating and his stats, it's like, did you watch the game that I watched? he looked bad. Like he looked bad when it mattered. Yeah, he made some big completions. Sure, I expect that from Dak Prescott. You're the QB of the Dallas Cowboys. You're supposed to take him to the promised land. I feel like it was a lot of just like nonchalant anointing and patting him on the back, like, oh, it's okay, Dak, you played a good game, even though you lost. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it felt like they were doing to him all week when I was watching the analysis after most of these games. I'm like, he lost the game. He lost the game, period. End of story. You lost to the division rival. You can't do that at home, period. Done.
I was like, I got to give one more shout out for this last week to Sam. Is it Sam Howell? That his name?
Howell looked great. EB, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
I
was just like, your boy over there, Bieniemy, is doing some things with the Commanders. I mean, I know they just traded away some of their dudes, but
I got him off waivers, and now I'm contemplating, do I start him or Trevor Lawrence right now?
Trevor
Lawrence has been on a 4-game streak as well. People tend to forget because they just had the bye, but
the prince that was
giving me some internal discussion.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, there's a lot of good players coming out of the woodwork this year. So it'll be a very interesting end of the year. We're in week 10 this week. Boys, I mean, we're like mostly through the season. Or actually, you know what? Real quick, because we didn't get to do this for our mid-season sort of episode, I'll be curious to hear your guys' thoughts.
Yeah, sir.
I mean, I guess it's early still, but I'm gonna throw it out there. Give me some of your candidates for it. We got MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Well, I think Offensive Rookie of the Year is already done. That one's gone and sailed away.
You know what?
CJ
Stroud.
But I'm also going to say Defensive Rookie of the Year. Oh, just give me it. Give me it all. MVP. We'll start off with MVP. Who do you guys got out there for MVP this year?
It's so hard, man.
I mean,
it is.
Jalen Hurts may be pushing for that one this year. I know that he lost out to Patty last year, right?
Yep, he sure did.
Was it last year?
You did, yeah.
But I mean, his team's still on top. They're pushing through, showing. I mean, that tush push, brotherly shove, whatever you want to call it. It's a work of art, apparently.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think when you have a play that the league is literally considering banning, I mean, You should have a pretty good shot at getting MVP. I'm just saying.
No. I could see here. I'm still going to hold my case that Tyreek Hill does deserve to be in that conversation. He had a terrible game against a above 500 team, which, again, the Dolphins are frauds. If they're above 500 teams that they're playing, they lose. Yep. But he's still, he still had to impact the game at some capacity, and he has impacted it all in every game minus that one, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I still think he's a solid candidate. I don't think Tua is the reason he's successful. It's the other way around. Like Tyreek got there, and all of a sudden people are talking about Tua as a quarterback, whereas Patrick was always Patrick. It just happened to have the cheetah with him. Okay, so that's who really won that divorce, in my personal opinion. So I still think Tyreek Hill is definitely in there. I don't like. I know he's a rookie, but CJ Stroud is just above and beyond at the moment.
He's a nightmare.
What are the Texans if he's not there? You know what I mean? Like, what are they actually?
Damn right.
They're the Oilers.
They're the Oilers. Right? So that's where I stand. That's what I think of when I think of MVP. Like, you are the most valuable player on that team and in the league. So, like, if you remove CJ Stroud, are they really winning any of these games? No, because last year they had pretty much the same team minus CJ Stroud, and they were not great. So,
yeah.
True.
You damn right. It's like I agree with your Jalen Hurts take, but the next one I got here, Offensive Player of the Year. Who's up there for you guys? If it isn't the same, I'm assuming
Brown. I mean, that dude is on a tear of record-breaking proportions.
That is true.
I wouldn't be. What's the word? Surprised if it was CMC again. I mean, he's averaging a touchdown a game, right?
Bastard.
Yeah. I think AJ Brown for Offensive Player of the Year is a shout for sure. I think that's a big piece, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't.
I know.
Brother is doing some things to people in coverage.
He's doing
one single coverage, double coverage, fade route, deep ball. It doesn't matter. Like, the dude is just an automatic completion.
I gotta say the same kind of, like, if Tyreek doesn't get the MVP, I would say that he definitely has a chance. I mean, he has to be. He has to be the lock for the Offensive Player of the Year. After that, Defensive Player of the Year, is anybody throwing out to you? I mean, we got the Browns been looking damn good.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I think your boy Watts got that looking down pretty good. It ain't Chris Jones, I can tell you that right now. That boy came talking all that smack and ain't got much numbers to back it up.
Yeah, it's funny because it's the same kind of concept that you said for CJ Stroud, that if TJ wasn't on this team looks terrible right now. But yeah, I think I'd agree with that one. Anybody rookie-wise that stands out for you guys for any of those sides, offense or defense?
Trent McDuffie.
Oh, yeah.
McDuffie.
I also like him. Those are two really – those guys, cornerstone players right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolute cornerstones for that team. I also like Jalen Carter for the Philadelphia Eagles. He's been doing fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That line has looked really damn good. So,
I mean, and then for offensive rookie, I mean, if it isn't CJ Stroud, I'm thinking maybe Addison, maybe Flowers. I mean, those are the only two that really come to mind that have been
big popping.
Yeah, because Bijan kind of just.
I mean, I wouldn't even blame Bijan for that. It's more of Arthur Smith, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is like.
And then Gibbs is on the uptake right now, so it's kind of you pick and choose.
But Bijan could also
Addison,
come back up. I mean, sometimes it's matchup dependent whether you're going to throw more or pass more or run more or pass more. You know what I mean? So I think Bijan is still 100% in that conversation for offensive rookie of the year.
That'll do it for our Week 10 predictions, and that will do it for this episode of the Fifth Down. Boys, you got any last nuggets before we head on out of here?
Good luck out there, everybody. The waivers are shoddy right now.
It is going to be a tough week in fantasy, guys. I think this is do or die. Like, people can either lock up playoffs or they're basically on the outside looking in. So good luck to you if this is your
there is hope out there.
Do or die.
Guys. Yeah. Just believe.
Guys, listen, we started 0-3. Here we are.
That's what I'm saying.
Right there.
Too close for comfort.
I was like, this is a week that will determine a lot. With all of that being said, this has been the Fifth Down. Thank you for joining us for another episode of your favorite football podcast. Go ahead, order yourself some W. It has been a pleasure. It's been a joy from all of us here at Point Soy.
Good vibes and love, everybody.
Bang, bang.